This man has sacrificed so much. He's dedicated his life to this cause, to equal justice. I really felt a sense of responsibility to tell this story, to make sure as many people as possible can see this film. I wanted to do whatever needed to be done to make sure the world knew about him and his battle and our battle as people, because it's about all of us. Yeah. It's not just about, the Walter McMillians of the world. Yeah, that's the vehicle for the story, but at the same time, it's something that affects everybody worldwide, and that's something that I needed to say. The first time I visited death row, I wasn't expecting to meet somebody the same age as me. From a neighborhood just like ours. Could have been me, Mama.
But what you're doing is gonna make a lot of people upset.
Playing Walter McMillian and watching Michael so beautifully embody Bryan Stevenson, it was incredible going to work because you knew that what you were doing really meant a lot.
You don't know what you're into down here in Alabama when you're guilty from the moment you're born.
God. Mr. McMillian.
We done here.
Mr. McMillian, please.
I was humbled by Michael asking me to come on to this project. And then it was just a matter of letting them feel where I was from. I'm from where Walter McMillian is from. I'm from the South. I understood the living in a sort of a cloud of racial, not but overtones.
I mean, we're in a crisis in this country. When the Bureau of Justice says that 1 in 3 black male babies born is expected to go to jail or prison, and nobody talks about it. When we have the highest rate of incarceration in the world and nobody seems to be troubled by that, we have to find ways to use narrative and storytelling to create a new relationship to this long problem of racial inequality and this contemporary problem of over-incarceration. And when you see the performances, Jamie's performance and Rob Morgan's performance and Karen Kendrick's performance and O'Shea's performance, I think you begin to have a different relationship to what it feels like to live in a world where we're so indifferent to the plight of the poor and the accused and the marginalized.
I got my truth back. You gave that to me. And ain't nobody gonna take that from us.
Bryan, I wonder if you had any reservations about having a movie made about your life and early career.
I did, mostly because a lot of times there are norms and values and expectations in Hollywood that don't actually match well for people who are trying to do justice work or trying to do truth-telling work. And so there was some fear that things would be compromised and watered down in a way that I wouldn't be happy with. But that's why I was really excited to partner with Michael, to partner with Destin, because they brought a kind of authenticity and credibility and commitment to the story that made me comfortable. And then when talented people like Jamie and Bree got involved, I knew that they could do something that is really important, and that's when I got excited, because people hear about folks being wrongly convicted, unfairly sentenced, condemned to death, and they think, oh, that's a shame, but they don't actually understand what it feels like, what it looks like, the trauma it creates. And that's what's made me most excited about this, is I think the film has the ability to educate people and sensitize people in ways that no other medium can achieve. You have to believe things you haven't seen, and that you have the power to change things. When I went to Alabama as a young lawyer, everybody said that's the worst place to go. You'll never win anything, you'll never accomplish anything. I'm the product of a whole generation of people who fought, who stood when other people told them to sit, who spoke when other people told them to be quiet. We are all descendants of people who were enslaved, who couldn't imagine us being in a room like this, getting this kind of attention. We are descendants of people who were terrorized and lynched, people who were excluded and segregated. And now we have the opportunity to tell stories, not just for communities of color, but for everybody. And I think that's an achievement in and of itself. And I hope it motivates people to not accept the inequality that we still have too much of, the injustice that we have all around us, and to demand a more just world. And if people walk out of the theater wanting that, it'll be amazing to see what comes down the road.